sure you want to do this? Alrighty. It says my event is starting. It says I'm live. Am I live? I don't know, but if I am, hello. Hopefully, some of y'all are here to say hello. I'm gonna invite some people on over as well over on my Twitter. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, you should probably do that. That's usually where I tend to put also this chair. It's getting on my nerves. But anyway, yeah, so if you don't follow me on my Twitter, it is at something. That's probably something. I think it's in the description box. So just look in the description box. I should know my own Twitter handle. I just don't. I think it's like at Steph Bethany YT. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that. If you're wondering why I'm looking down instead of at you, that is because I'm just watching the chat to make sure and see if any of you are here to say hello yet. It is 6 p.m. my time, so here we are. Welcome. I'm gonna just start talking about what I was gonna talk about, so that way if any of you are watching the playback, you don't have to sit through a bunch of me just sitting here. Thank you, Flying Falcon. Yes, so it is at Stephanie Beth YT, although the spelling isn't quite correct, I don't think, because I don't think I have a Y at the end. It doesn't matter. Just look at my description box. And hello, Flying Falcon. Good to see you. Yeah, so today, in my live stream, I'm going to be talking about my autism travel experiences. As far as I know, not case sensitive. Yes, I don't think they are. I really don't think that Twitter handles are case sensitive. Also, if there is any technical difficulties, as seems to be the trend with my live streams, do let me know. I have invited some people from my local area autism group over here, so if any of you all show up, hello. And for anyone who I have met very recently, you should also say hello. That would be really cool. Obviously, I love all of you, whether I've met you or not, but I have no idea if, like, because I handed out YouTube cards, which is so weird. I paid to have them printed, so I might as well use them, and it's so much easier than making someone, like, feel like they have to, like, subscribe on the spot or whatever. So, like, I just hand my card out sometimes to people who seem interested, or maybe I would like to talk to in the future or something. By the way, that was not flying, that was sitting on a bus. I'm confused, but I'm sure you will clarify. Yeah, so if you're one of the people that I, like, awkwardly handed a card to, you should say hi. Sorry about that. But otherwise, yeah, so very recently I went on a trip. The thing about trips is I think that I learned to kind of like them when I was younger because we would take a trip every summer up to Indiana, but we would drive. And my family was not big on buying food out, but on those trips, we always got to eat, like, fast food and stuff on the way. That's so bad. I'm such a food-motivated person. That's terrible. Anyway, so we had whatever, like, we got to eat the food, except for they had those triple thick shakes at McDonald's, and I always wanted to get one because that's, like, the only time they would let me get one. Wasn't a good idea. Pretty sure that I don't think I actually threw up, but I really felt like throwing up one time doing that, because we also didn't have great air conditioning in that van. Either way, basically I learned that traveling can bring good things like food and, doing stuff that's not everyday kind of things. We didn't go to, like, an attraction or anything really. We went to, like, maybe little things or whatever, like, but not like a water park or roller coasters or whatever. Like, that's not what we did. We went and visited my grandma. We came back. So that's what we did for a long time. And then in my teenage years, for the most part, I did not go on vacations until I started dating my husband. Flying Falcon says, airlines are flying buses. There's even a manufacturer named Airbus. Enough about that. Please, about the not flying trip, I mean vacation. I'm confused again, but yeah, no, seriously, when I was sitting there, I was like, it is an Airbus. And then someone said something about an anyway, yeah. So that was the not flying trip. Because you're saying it's not real flying because it's not like the cool flying that you do. Is that, or like you're interested in, right? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm confused. Okay. But yeah, no, see, the thing is with Justin is my husband. So Justin's family, they are much more attuned to flying than I am. So yeah, we're finally on the same page, Flying Falcon. um, so I took my first flight with my husband. I think our first flight may have actually been our honeymoon. My first flight, not his. He was flying like all the time. I am easily confused. You are correct, Flying Falcon. You are very correct. So I guess I'll start here. Basically what I'm trying to say is that the reward for flying or the reward for traveling in general doesn't have to be flying, doesn't have to be airbusing, or driving or whatever it is. The reward for going through the obnoxious event of traveling in general, I've learned is usually enough to, like, it's worth it, basically. So moving on from that, if you're in a similar situation where you really hate traveling, or maybe you're on the spectrum, or maybe you're just like, you know what, I'd like to hear the random things that come out of Stephanie's mouth. Let's continue. Yeah, I should have outlined this, but I didn't, so that's probably why this is kind of out of whatever. I think it really helps, like, for me to look into, like, all the things. So I literally went through the entire TSA checklist. They have a giant, hey, look, it's my mom. No, you didn't pick up Chuck and hi. No, I didn't up Chuck. That's what you said. Yeah, thankfully I didn't throw up, so that's good. And that is my mom, so hi. Hi, Mommy. You just texted me some information. I don't know if you kept texting me or not. I saw like two pictures and a text, so I got that. Your internet sucks. I'm sorry. That's unpleasant. Anyway, so I went through the entire TSA checklist online. They have an entire thing of like, this is okay, this is not okay, this is okay on board, it's not okay in your checked bag, or it's not okay on board, but it's okay in your checked bag. So if you like go through that whole entire list and just like be sure that whatever you're wanting to bring is or isn't on that list, it just helps you know that it's gonna be okay, if that makes sense. Finally, someone else. Thank you, Flying Falcon. I'm glad you have someone to interact with. It just really helps. Apparently, you can bring a blender if you wanted to really badly, for whatever reason. You can bring it onto the plane, which is weird because it has blades, but, you know, whatever. Woo! 3 people. Max Henriksen, welcome. So, yeah, that really helps. I started packing probably trips. Yep, trips back home were not fun. Yeah, they weren't. I started packing 1 or 2 days beforehand, and I usually overpack, but I don't know, that's just a thing that I do, and it just helps me to, like, know that things are, like, more under control. The thing is, when you get there, they do have, like, most of the rules posted over and over and over and over, so they're like, make sure you don't have this, and you can't have explosives, like, obviously. And like the certain type of batteries, like apparently some batteries leak. I didn't know that was a thing. Apparently, like the batteries on like motorized chairs or something are leakable batteries. Things you learn when you are super nervous about flying. I'm on a big lag due to internet. Welcome to Lag Town, I guess. Flying Falcon, and yet I have to take off my belt and shoes. Yeah, but I'm sure the blender would have had to pass through. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have stories. The first time went fine. I think, yeah, I just got the like, oh, hold on just a minute, and they like went down my back and my side real quick, because that's where it indicated that there might be a threat. There was no threat, so we moved on with our lives, and then basically, yeah. The thing was that on the way there, the longer flight, I was stuck in a hard chair, and I used to be able to sleep really easily on trips. On airplanes, in cars, I'd be out. And that's how I kind of learned to deal with long trips. The thing is, after like medication and stuff, I haven't been able to do that, which is really annoying. So I got super bored. Lead acid batteries, and batteries require water. What? Max Henriksen, batteries gradually become more and more leaky over time, I've been told. Might be completely wrong, I don't know. The thing is, we learn. Oops, sorry, I just hit my mic. My mom, Julie, says they have a lot of fun compared to our sad trips. And Flying Falcon says, you're right, I'm assuming about the batteries. Yes, we do have more fun than your trips. Love you. That's what you're talking about. So I tried to do the whole, like, because usually I can just do my music and I'm good. That didn't work. I was just really, really bored and really, really restless, and a lady next to me was sneezing. And so there was times of rocking, there was times of quiet humming and singing. I'll say quiet. To me, it was quiet, but, like, I could hear the lady over there snoring, so I'm sure a lot of people could probably hear me. It was just, like, really hard to cope with, and I wasn't with anybody I could talk to, and I didn't want to talk to her, and she was reading something, and then she was playing a game, and I was like, I guess I'll play a game, or I'm, like, really bored, and nothing is, like, keeping my attention. It's super boring. And yeah, that wasn't fun. I pulled out my fidget ring. That didn't really work out well either, because I wanted to click the clicky things, but again, I was trying to be, like, nice and not, like, annoy everyone. That acid on the outside of old alkaline batteries. Yeah, like, when they get, like, is that corrosive? Maybe? I don't know. Rocking, humming, singing, yep. You can't be autistic. Not at all. Yeah. I guess it's just, it stands out to me because that, you know what? I think that might actually be, I think that might have been the first time flying since I've had medication. So I've noticed with medication that it's almost like because I'm not dealing so much with depression, I don't, like, fall back into, like, the, okay, I'm just out, I'm gone, I'm dead to the world. I can't do that anymore. So that's unfortunate. And I could probably be, like, the most annoying person ever. But thankfully I didn't freak out or anything on the way there, other than the whole, like, escalator elevator situation. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can check out my third channel, which is Life with Steph Beth, which has basically a bunch of random videos. Did the meds help flying? Not really, no. I think it made it worse. Like, if I had taken, like, I have an extra med, like, in case I do get anxious. I just don't like taking it because it makes me really sleepy, and, like, I don't know if they'll be able to wake, like, I get worried about the effects of it. I probably should have just taken it, honestly, and then I probably would have been knocked out the whole time. It would have been fine. But, like, I'm just very careful about taking my extra one, even though, like, my psychologist isn't as concerned about it really. Shameless plug. Hey, you want a shameless plug? Here's a shameless plug. See this shirt right here? I'm thinking about making it available as my merch. I know it's very simple. It's literally just typed font of #ActuallyAutistic. Not saying I'm a designer, okay? But I think I like this one. The other one I did came out too, like, thin fonted, and it just doesn't, you can't really read it. It's not good. I don't like it. I'm sad about it because I was very excited about it. Yeah, I gotta rework that one. But if anybody wants that, I might make it available. Mr. Digital, howdy. Hello. So yeah, there was another shameless plug. And then there was just, like, the whole traveling and stuff. But I think what the biggest thing I realized with traveling is, like, how delayed my processing of events and sensory things and situations are. Because I was actually really surprised with myself. I think I kept up pretty well in the like day-to-day things that we did. I did do a lot of sleeping, but other than that, I think that I don't know, I thought I did a pretty decent job of keeping up with everything. And I did miss my weighted blanket. I wanted my weighted blanket. Flying Falcon, someday you need to do a stream with other people. Not me right now. I'm pacing and just stubbed my toe. Ow! I'm sorry. Yeah, I really do need to do a stream with other people. That's like the nicest way of being like, you're super boring, Stephanie. Please bring someone else on. Hey, I actually did a live stream with my mom, so if that counts, that's on my second channel. Shameless plug number 3. I think I did a 3 just then. I'm not sure. Anyway, I just feel bad for literally anybody who's like coming into the stream just now, so hi. My brain is gone somewhere else. Just went right off. Thank you, weighted blankets. Are weighted blankets actually that good? Yes, they are. Well, okay, not for everybody. I think that a majority of people do. Stop hitting the mic. A majority of people do really enjoy them, such as myself. But I think that I don't notice how good they affect me or how well they affect me until I'm in a situation where I need the sensory feedback. So, like, I still sleep with my weighted blanket pretty much every night, but I don't really need to. But when I am, like, overwhelmed and I need the pressure, like, I'll be, like, trying to, like, hug myself or, like, press against myself, like, in my stomach area and stuff like that. Weighted blanket, amazing. Max Henriksen says, wouldn't the toe thing make the stream more fun? It would, wouldn't it? Everyone's really worried about Flying Falcon's toe, so I hope your toe is okay as well. I just said ow instead of being concerned about your toe, so I'm sorry about that. Again, I'm lost. Oh, yeah, so, yeah, I missed my weighted blanket. I had a night that I really probably needed it. I did go a night where I only slept an hour and a half, and that also happened to be the night that I had to get up at 4 in the morning. So that was super fun, and by super fun, I mean horrible. And that was also the same day that I went through the TSA checkpoint, and, okay, they have the same little scan thing that they had at the other airport, but for some reason, I got the pat down for, like, my bun. They, like, shook my bun to make sure that I wasn't hiding something in this tiny little bun. And then they, like, did, like, the whole entire, like, lower half thing. And that was unpleasant, but, like, I was just focusing on, like, holding my hands here. That's what I did. Although every time she was, like, telling me where, like, she had to, like, check or whatever. So, like, I would move my hands, like she said she had to check my waistband, so, like, I pulled up my waist, like, because it was just, like, that idea that I needed to do that. Oh my goodness. I bet a dry suit on a decompression stop while diving is better. I don't know what that is, so maybe. My dog broke her leg a couple days ago, but she climbed out the fence again, cast with her. Which dog? And yeah, that is dedication. So, like, I don't know, then I was wearing my shirt from Fathering Autism. They have the Autism, Life from a Different Perspective, or The World from a Different Perspective. Something to that effect. I've worn it before on this channel. And so she, like, finishes her whole thing, and then she's like, I like your shirt. And I'm like, thanks. And then I go, Erin, hey! So Erin Pulinati, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, says hi, and then everybody is also woeing over my mom's dog being crazy. So yeah, this is an interesting stream today. And then, yeah, so that whole mess happened. But it was weird because, like, I thought I would feel overwhelmed more in the moment of, like, having my personal space very, very, very invaded. But it wasn't until, like, maybe 5 minutes after, like, I got my shoes on, I got all my stuff, like, from the conveyor belts and everything, and I sat down to wait at what I thought was the appropriate gate, and it was like I just felt it building up inside me, and, like, I really needed to, like, stim, and I wanted to vocal stim, but, like, there's already a lot of people around. So I did, like, tried to do quiet vocal stims, but, like, it was, I don't know, it was just, ugh, it felt very invasive, and I did not like it at all. But it was just weird because there was that, like, sense of processing the event after the fact, and I think that's something that I kind of tend to not understand about myself, and a lot of people don't understand about me. Making sure that nobody else is talking. But so then I thought, I did really well during my traveling in general. Other than also, I've been running into kind of like this weird situation. Like, okay, there was this very nice, what I assume to be flight attendant and I believe, pilot. And they helped me go down the escalator, which was very nice of them because most people are just like, you're weird, and kind of like go on. They don't say you're weird, they just look at me like I'm weird and they go on. So they were nice and they like encouraged me and stuff. I was wearing my autism t-shirt. Not this one, the one I mentioned earlier. And it was a little weird to have someone literally like go, "Good job!" Like really high pitched and so loud. Like there was a family in front of her on the escalator. They all turned around to look. Like it was kind of awkward. It was kind of awkward. But I know that she was being nice, and like at the end of the day, she was being nice. And Mom says, I didn't think she would because the cast is completely straight. I don't know how your dog is managing to, like, escape from things. It's disturbing. But, like, that's not the only situation recently where I've been, like, if it wasn't me, I know someone would be very offended, if that makes sense. Like, someone told me that they were proud of me for talking to people in public. And, like, I'm okay with that. Like, I understand what you're trying to say. Like, sometimes I just feel things and I want to tell people. Like, some people I'm just like, I just want to hug them. But that might be weird, right? So, like, some people, though, like, if you told them, like, oh, I'm really proud of you, they might get really upset. Because some people feel like that's considered, like, ableist or whatever. Like, I don't want to sit here and take offense to everything. That's just, like, not my deal. But I did notice, like, that kind of thing. So, like, it was weird because if I wore the autism t-shirt, it was like I was getting help where I needed it, I guess, and sometimes in ways that was kind of weird. If I didn't, then I was, like, on my own, but, like, I wasn't talked to like a child. It was just weird. Flying Falcon. Yeah, dude, she's nuts. Pretty much. So yeah, and then I thought I was all good, and then no. This, like, last week, like, I of course, it could be also that I was sitting next to a lady who was literally, like, sneezing and coughing, but I don't know, I haven't been feeling that great, for a few days. Like, I'm pretty sure I had, like, a low-grade fever, like, my forehead was really hot, and I was feeling really weak, and just, like, nah, for a couple of days, and then, today I've been feeling a lot better, like, more energy and stuff like that, but, like, I don't know, it was just, it was kind of sad because, I'm coming home, and, my people at home want to see me and stuff like that, but I just wanted everyone to leave me alone, because I had been around people in a different routine, in public, and all these different things, I just wanted everyone to leave me alone. I just wanted to exist in my own space, and I think it's just like this need to process, like, everything that happened, all the sensory things that went on. I just needed time to do that, and it hadn't come yet, which also makes me wonder, like, if I didn't have that luxury, like, if I would have had a meltdown or not, which I'm thankful, like, I haven't experienced one recently or anything, so that's cool. That's a small room. Are you talking about my room? I'm confused. It's not, this is a desk thing with bed on top. It's not a room. But yeah, so Flying Falcon says, how does a piece of aluminum with rivets that has your channel name sound? Spitballing ideas may not happen. Huh? I don't know. I mean, that sounds cool. I can't. I'm not seeing what you're seeing. I think. Sounds pretty cool though. See, I feel like I don't know. So basically, that's what my experience was. There you go. I don't feel like a lot of you are super interested, so I'm just gonna move on to whatever else. For someone else, well, rude. Just kidding. That's cool. Like a sign? Oh, that's neat. You should like show us a picture like when you're done with that person's thing. Well, unless if that would like weird them out that someone else saw that. I don't know. It's up to you. That sounds cool. I don't think I have anything else useful to say, and I feel like I'm not sure that you guys are super interested in it. So, yeah. What was I? There was something else. Oh, there's something I kind of want to tell you guys. That has nothing to do with traveling. Since I feel like I finished that. We all understand what happened there. If you guys have questions or want tips, no, I'm already making one for someone else. Yeah, I'm saying like when you finish the one that you're making for that person, right? You could show us a picture of it, so we understand what you're talking about. Does that make sense? Unless that weirds them out because you're making it for them and someone else saw it. Do I make sense? Probably not. Yeah. So, question, guys. 1, do you have questions? I don't think you do, because I feel like you would have already said it. Other than Flying Falcon, who's asking me about the sign they're making for someone else. And my mom, who is informing us of her dog's great escapes. So yeah, questions about this, questions about anything else, and also, are you interested in hearing my possible news that I'm not 100% sure if I want to tell you, but I kind of do, but I'm like, I don't know if I should, you know what I mean? I kind of want to, though. I kind of want to tell you. Also, I'm going to blow my nose, so that's going to be really gross. Sorry, guys. Love you. Ew. Sorry, people. It's just a thing. It has to happen. It's dead silent. My heart is literally breaking. Not really. It's not really breaking. Oh, I'm just not. You know what? Flying Falcon's right. I need someone else with me so that we can like talk about something. So that like I'm not just sitting here like talking to myself. Because I'm not really good at like continuing a conversation. Aaron says, "What's the news, sister? Thank you. I needed that validation in my life. I'm such a child." Okay. Oh, Max Henriksen. I don't like telling people about my autism since people start treating me so differently. Yeah, so I'm gonna address that first. Is that a start? Yes, and thank you. I appreciate that. It makes my life so much better when stop hitting it. Okay, sorry. So thank you for that. Yeah. Interesting thing. I kind of worried about that with people in my life. Some people do. The only thing, this is gonna sound so bad. There's one person who like found my channel and were usually very demanding of me all the time. And they didn't like treat me like I was stupid or anything, which I really appreciated. But I did notice they kind of scaled back on like asking me for stuff and stuff, which kind of didn't. Is it bad to say it didn't bother me? It kind of was pleasant to have those demands scale back a little bit. I guess in a long form way that's just them being more understanding, which was cool. But yeah, strangers, I've definitely seen some interesting responses. I will say I really think I've had probably some of the best experiences possible with people near me. In that they didn't treat me poorly. I mean, I feel like some people kind of. I think that I was disappointing to them, and maybe that finding out helped them understand why I was disappointing to them. That sounds so bad, but that's how I feel about it. And maybe they kind of stopped resenting me so much, which was nice. But like, for example, someone, the flight attendant's screeching like "good job," and stuff like that, and in like a baby voice was kind of weird. Like, so strangers, if they don't understand autism really well, like they kind of can act a little weird. But I've been personally really lucky so far to not have people treat me differently because of that. Disappointing, like in what way? Like as a human being, like sounds bad. Like I don't know, like being able to handle social situations, wanting to be maybe on, if that makes sense, around people all the time, and maybe hold down a kind of job that they would want. Just like the things people expect of you in life, I guess, that sometimes people expect, and that I didn't meet those, I think disappointed some people. And I think they were getting frustrated with me. Some of them were not, some of them were not very discreet about their irritation or disappointment in me. And so that kind of sucked. But at the end of the day, like, oh well, like, I don't know. It's just kind of, it's the same people that say they're proud of me now. So, like, it just feels kind of weird because, like, you can't have it both ways, you know? But it just kind of feels like you're only proud of me because I have autism. And if I didn't, you aren't proud of me. And that kind of sucks to me. Flying Falcon says, I understand when it comes to social situations. Yeah. Mr. Digital says, social situations make me tired. For real. Oh my goodness. Like, and you know what's funny though is even sometimes like this where I'm just talking to a camera and reading your guys' text comments and everything, sometimes it gets really exhausting. It's weird. It's probably just because I'm moving my mouth, like exercise or something. I don't know. But yeah, social situations are rough. Oh yes. Is that because I was crazy? Preach. If you had been diagnosed younger, how do you feel your life would be different? Yeah, people ask me this. Hi, Julie. I just realized. Sorry, your icon was a similar color as someone else's, so I didn't realize that was a different person. So hi, Julie. Not my mom, Julie, a different Julie. um, how would I? How do you feel your life would be different? I don't know. I think that. Okay, so I guess it would depend on if hey if my family accepted that. So mom, if you're still hanging on, I know your internet was bad, so I don't know if you're still around, but I don't know if you guys when I was younger would have accepted that, but if they accepted it, which from my dad's response, I don't know if they would have. Maybe I would have had more supports. I think for me personally, it would have been helpful just to understand why I experience the world differently. Just to have more understanding for myself and not. There were definitely times in my life, like, especially from like meltdowns and stuff like that, especially when I was alone. Like, I thought, oh my God, am I crazy? Like, am I a crazy person? Um, and just some of that stuff and like basically understanding for myself most, but also supports would have been nice. I think like even the process of just like going through life having people actually reach out, because I did well academically, so just kind of everybody let me autopilot, if that makes sense, like school counselors and stuff like that. Like nobody really asked me about like what I wanted to do with my future. They just figured I would know and be able to like navigate the world myself. Like they're just like, oh yeah, you can make good grades, you're fine. And there's just like a lot of things that kind of were missing because I didn't know that and nobody else knew how to help me. So yeah, so that's probably, I mean, for me, I don't know if it would be, I don't I don't know. I don't know. Mr. Digital, how many channels do you have? 4, and 3 of them you can find. This is one of them, obviously. I have my second channel, which is Bethany Speaks, which is on Christian topics, and my third channel, which is Life with Steph Beth, which is on like personal stuff and just me blabbing most of the time and just doing silly stuff. And then I have a fourth channel that is anonymous. Flying Falcon, if you had been diagnosed younger, would they have told you? Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know because, like, my dad, like, his response, I think they probably, honestly, especially at the time and with the understanding that there was at the time when I was younger, they probably would have just been, like, speaking against it and praying against it, and probably, in my opinion, I don't think they would have told me if that were the case, because I don't think that they would have believed it. I think at that time they probably would have thought that it would have not been full of faith to say that. That's what my personal perspective is. So if my mom's hanging around still, I'd love to see what she thinks would have happened. Julie says, tips for parenting my autistic daughter in a world that doesn't see girls on the spectrum. That one's heavy. Not maybe heavy, but loaded, I guess. Well, I'm not a parent, but as a child, I guess. Stop hitting the mic. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Sorry. I have a different mic that is connected via wire over here, which I think, yeah, you guys can see it like poking out right here. And when I do my hand motions, I keep hitting that wire, and it probably makes a terrible noise for you guys, so I'm sorry about that. And I keep catching it on my hand. I guess the best thing would be to help her know that you know and that you support her and you see her. Because I think, especially with like the parent to child situation, when the rest of the world doesn't understand, you need your mom and you need your dad, you need your family to understand. You need that when everyone else sucks, you have somewhere to run to. So I think that, you having that understanding perspective that she experiences the world differently, even if nobody else understands that, like you do, that you look out for the things that might be triggering her, or that these things help her. It doesn't have to be like, everybody stop, my daughter has autism, or anything like that. But when she comes to you, that you and her have that mutual understanding, if that makes sense. And that's just my perspective. Let's see. Max Henriksen. Having an understanding of the meltdowns was the best part of getting my diagnosis. My meltdowns went from the worst momentarily of my life to something I could kind of handle. Well, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. Flying Falcon said same, and one time it was actually a relief. Yeah. Julie Robinson, sorry, not trying to get heavy, but girls are invisible, truly. Being her soft place, yes, we do that. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, no, I understand, because I'm a girl. But, see, and this is the part where, okay, I'm gonna let you guys in on something, which I think I've said on Twitter before, or maybe I have said it on here. I don't think I've said it in a video. I am wanting to work on basically understanding from the parent point of view, and obviously as the autistic point of view, and kind of working together. So, like, understanding with autistic voices, what would help them or what would have helped them, and from parents, what the kind of questions, like, because I don't think about that. I don't think, like, what someone would ask to help their daughter and stuff like that. Like, to me, that's so awesome that you take the time to ask that, like, honestly. And so what I want to do is to kind of work with parents and their concerns, their questions, etc. And I have a fellow YouTuber who is in my area, who is the mom of two teenagers on the spectrum, who I'm going to be working with her directly because we're in person. And then I'd like to reach out to parents and then also the actually autistic community, and kind of just make this resource where we can kind of have a better understanding of each other and to have a better, like, conversation about this. So, like, that's something that I definitely want to, like, put, I guess, in the thought process. Particularly girls on the spectrum, maybe from the parent point of view, what you can do, because, like, for example, like, I don't know what you personally experience. I know that you might be dealing with like schools, teachers, therapists, etc. So like maybe like what your concerns are, in which ways you feel her seeming to be invisible affects her and affects you guys, if that makes sense. Um yeah, we need that on YouTube. Yes, like I want to make it like this whole series, and I really want to be able to like help people start from like um they think their child might be autistic, they get the diagnosis, how to get the diagnosis, what to do after the diagnosis, what therapies are available, what therapies, maybe, you know, how people feel, how people on the spectrum feel about therapies as the people who have received them. Um, the science behind that, things that help and things that hurt, you know, and how to approach things. Like that's like seriously something I really, really want to do, and it's so cool because the lady that I talked about just a second ago, who has the teenagers on the spectrum, she watched my Autism Speaks video and she started saying like that's kind of something I want to do too. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm probably gonna be reaching out to you all as an audience on both the autistic and the autistic parent family side, for that upcoming. I'm super excited about it. Flying Falcon says, hold on. I don't know why my thing like holds people's comments sometimes. Flying Falcon says, find what calms her. Like my primary interest is aviation, and the sound of old radial engine idling is calming. Something you can add to her environment that puts her at ease. Very good. Advice. Julie, my mom, says the dog is Tina, of course. Tina's a little Pomeranian, apparently a little bit crazy. Yes! Yeah, I've been here. Silently sneaks into the stream. Welcome! Max Henriksen says there needs to be a counterpart to the Autism Speaks narrative on parenting autistic children. Yes! Yes! And that is like really part of what I want to do. I know that there are other groups out there, like ASAN, which is, well, I call it ASAN. It's the Autism Self-Advocacy Network, I believe. But I just want it to be just like a very visible, very easy to follow, very easy to understand resource for parents and families and stuff like that. And then everybody's saying hi. And so Julie says music calms her, and then Flying Falcon says play your favorite song. So yeah, absolutely. So and then if there is a way, like if you know, if there are situations where your daughter is, you know, say that she's at school or whatnot, maybe that conversation with like the teacher, kind of how to support her without like being awkward about it. You know what I mean? I'm sure that they should have training about that. Flying Falcon is trying to type and it's not going so well for him. So I guess that's gonna actually lead into what I wanted to tell you. So yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot. It's something I'm pretty passionate about, and so, yay. I was looking into like ways that I can personally directly be of help. Like I really find that, you know, doing this research, making these resources and stuff like that will be extremely helpful, and I'm extremely passionate about it. I want it to happen. But I met a teenager on the spectrum named Skylar and his dad Eric at the park. And when that whole situation went down, that actually sparked a whole thing. Really quick. Yeah, I've been here. How do you say? My mom has taught me to say it as Sigai. Just saying. It's Hungarian. Answering a question. Sorry, that was random. So I've been really wanting to like look in a way to directly impact people. I don't know. It just like being there with Skylar, and then I met another child on the spectrum named Rashid. And it was just like, I want to be able to directly help and not think, oh, you know, I hope that someone will be helpful or something like that. And so what I have done is I have enrolled in college. Yay, college. Which is super scary, honestly. But I'm trying to go into a program for an occupational therapy assistant. From what I can see, from what I've kind of gathered from the autistic community, that occupational therapy, brings you to the understanding of helpful tasks and routines and stuff. So basically teaching you the skills that, say, ABA tries to do without using the methods of ABA, which, looking into ABA, personally, I don't think that they use great methods. But from what I've seen of occupational therapy, is you're respecting the person as a person. And I find that really important. So an occupational Jakobin here says, oh, thank you, I might have to go learn some Hungarian now. Nice. So I'm really, like, I'm terrified because it's like a really big workload. And it's just a 2-year associate's degree to it's 6 semesters of stuff, but it's a 2 years associate's degree. And I would be working directly with people. Obviously, I would want to be working with people on the spectrum, children or adults or teenagers. I don't really care. But usually the ones who end up, I hit it again, sorry. The ones who end up, in occupational therapy tend to be the younger ones as they're, getting their services and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be making the plan, but I would be executing the plan, working with the families and working with the person on the spectrum. Ideally, at the end of the day, after getting a degree and finding a job, I'd probably only do that part-time because I really, really believe in what I'm doing through YouTube. So that's the whole thing. There you go. That's my secret. I told you. Max Henriksen says Hungarian is really hard though. I tried for like 2 seconds. It didn't work out. Yeah, I've been here college. Woohoo! Julie says OT rocks. Good. I'm glad. So, flying a falcon. I can't speak. CBT and occupational therapy or occupational are so much better than ABA. Max Henriksen says Hungarian grammar is a nightmare. Oh, that's encouraging. Yeah, I am not gonna try it. Yak Binir says that's why I said only some Hungarian, right? So yeah, so there you go. Have a squeaky chair. I've already got my acceptance of admission letter from our local community college, which from the website that I was looking at is the only accredited program for occupational therapy assistants in particular in my area. So that's cool. The thing is that's scary though is like I have to, so what I'm going to try to do is be able to do these prerequisites in the fall because you have to apply for the program itself by January 1st. So I'm going to try to manage to get that done. I'm going to an orientation on the 9th of July, so we'll find out if that's a possibility. And they only accept, I think, 20, if I have that right, I think 20 people in the program each year. So if I don't make the cut, I have to wait another year. So here's to hoping I make the cut. And here's also hoping that I find scholarships because I've already submitted a long historical essay to one scholarship program. I've entered some other ones that don't have a lot of demands. And then I'm writing an essay on autism for one of them. So yeah, there you go, some random stuff. I'm not gonna say it right, but is it Deutsch? I don't know, is the master language, sorry. Flying Falcon, yeah, it was Flying Falcon. Yes, okay, I'm confused. Alright, Julie says, congrats on your educational plans, you'll love it. Oh, thank you. Flying Falcon says, congrats on the acceptance, thank you. And Yak Binner says, you'll do great at college. Well, thank you guys. I'm glad you have so much more confidence in me than I do. I'm just like thinking of see, this is the problem with me is like I start thinking of all the little things and all the things that I hated. Oh, I hated about like school, and I'm so terrified. And I'm like, you know how they tell you like college is like obviously way harder than like normal school and stuff. And I'm like, what if I screw everything up? But I just really want it to work out. So we're gonna try it. I'm gonna go for it. I did say it right. Well, that's good. I believe you. So yeah, I have 10 more minutes on this stream, and then I'm actually gonna have to go because I have to like charge my camera battery, and then I have a Patreon only live stream that starts at 8. So 10 more minutes, and then I gotta head out. So Max Henriksen says we're basically your cheerleaders. Yay! I like cheerleaders. That was weird. I like people being my cheerleaders. There you go. Aaron says congrats, thank you. And Yak Winner says college isn't harder, it's just different. Yes, well, in my world, different equals difficult sometimes. But it's okay. I'm not wearing a one piece. Oh, cheerleader. That's funny. So yeah. I'm also like so nervous because I also know that like I made it through school a lot because I could like, I don't know, go into that state of just whatever. But like usually if I'm like intensely interested in something, I'll be okay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it all goes well. Hopefully I'll make it. Just 20 people, and like this is a pretty like in demand field. So we'll see. But yeah, and I'm sniffling a lot. Oh, a lot because like allergies. Sorry about that. So yeah, there you go. There's my news. And also, if my mom's still watching Squeak, yeah, surprise. I haven't actually told all of my friends and family that yet. So you guys are my friends and family, and you guys get to know. So yay! How exciting! I should probably call my grandma and tell her that. She was telling me about all these other people who like went to college and did all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, cool. I just hold a camera in front of my face. That's all I do. It's fine. Oh goodness, Yak been here. What do you do for a living? I'm a cheerleader on the internet. Hey, I mean, it's not the worst thing to answer with, but it's pretty amusing. Hey, it's Mr. Squeaky. Squeaky. Yeah, it's really annoying actually. I wish it would stop squeaking. Especially when I'm in the middle of a video I'm recording and I'm like trying to be all serious and stuff, and I'm like, of course now it won't do it. There we go. It's easier. I think it's the turny thing that's doing it the most. This does it a little bit, but like the turny thing. Okay, when I try to make it squeak, it doesn't squeak. When I don't want it to squeak, it squeaks. That's so annoying. Do you want to call your grandma now on stream? That's a good idea. Oh my goodness. I'm doing it. Okay, so I might get hung up on because she keeps on getting robocalls, as she says. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe I'm doing that. Oh my gosh. She's just gonna be like, oh! That's all she's gonna do. Is just be like, oh, how nice. Oh, this is so weird. Okay, maybe I'll do it. Should I do it? You think she'll be like upset with me if I do this? We'll see. Like, I'll be telling my dad at the same time because she usually passes the phone to him. My nose. Sorry, guys. Alright. Here we go. I'll put it on speaker. Here we go. You're watching this at work. Well, hi.
Hello.
Hi, Grandma. It's Stephanie.
Yeah, how are you, Steph?
Hey, I'm doing good. I wanted to tell you something.
What?
I wanted to tell you something.
Yes?
So, I just wanted to let you know that, I just enrolled in college. I'm gonna try to become, an occupational therapy assistant.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Are you training for that now?
I just enrolled, or I just got admitted, so I have to, go through, like, all the, new student orientation stuff, but yeah.
Oh, well, that's interesting. You know, I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning to say goodbye, and you had already left.
Oh, no!
You want to talk to your dad?
Sure.
Just a minute.
Hey!
Hi.
So I wanted to tell you guys something.
Well,
So I enrolled in TCC and I'm accepted in and everything, and I'm gonna be going to school to become an occupational therapy assistant.
okay.
Yeah, I just want to let you know.
Yeah, so it took your ACT score and all that?
Yeah, I think because I applied way back in 2013 and then I never did anything. So I look at my account and they have my stuff from that application, and they don't say that they don't have my ACT score or anything. So yeah, they should have it, because otherwise there would be a hold on my account. So
Well, that's a good shit.
yeah.
Anyway.
Well, thank you.
I had a question.
Hold on. You're on speaker. Hold on. Okay. So I don't know if you can be picked up by the because you're on a live stream right now. So I can call you back here in a minute if you can I call you back here in a minute? Okay. All right, love you. Bye. Yes, my grandma is the best. Yeah, I've been here. I felt so bad because we had to leave we left at I think 4:30 in the morning. She got up at 5 to say goodbye because I was sad I wasn't gonna say goodbye to her. Oh, I feel bad about that. But yeah, you couldn't hear anything. Well, that's depressing. But my boss doesn't care I'm watching this. Are you sure? So yeah, I'd cut my dad off because I didn't want him to ask a question or say something that was like sensitive over the stream. I just wanted their reaction. So if you got to hear their reaction, there it was. So yeah. Yay, Max Henriksen heard. I didn't want to I don't know. I didn't know what he was about to say, so he could have been like, never mind, that's a dumb idea. Okay. Anyway, so yay, now I think pretty much everybody knows except for some of my other side of my family and yeah, some of my friends. So I guess if you're my real friend, you'll watch my YouTube live stream. That's so dumb. Anyway. Yeah, Benny, I heard the call until the very end. Okay, yeah. So that's probably good that I just cut him off then, huh? I didn't know what he was gonna say. Okay, yeah, I went on speaker. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I hope you did hear that part. So yeah, that was exciting. That was a good idea. Okay. I like that idea. That was a good one. So I've got like 2 more minutes and then I'm gonna have to call him back and charge my batteries. So anything else you guys wanted to talk about real quick or anything like that, or we're gonna wrap it up. I'm excited and I'm so nervous. And now I just told people, so it's kind of gotta happen. My nose is so annoying. I think. I don't think I took my allergy medicine yet. I need to do that because this is not gonna stop anytime soon if I don't. What's your favorite idea? I'm confused. I don't know what you mean. I said it was a good idea. Is that what you're talking about? Hey, Brandon Ches. Hi. Sorry if I said your name wrong. You're like at the tail end of the stream. I feel bad. Yeah, Pinners, that's so cool that you actually did that. maybe I'm just easily influenced. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, Leslie Lane. Congrats. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I recognize your name and it's like bothering me. DHMIS reference. DHMIS reference. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. But yeah, so cool to see like people here now that I'm about to end my stream. That's so cool. But yeah, thank you guys. So cool. Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Oh, don't hurt me. I'm scared. Yeah. Okay, I've heard of that and haven't. Is that a game or I think it's a game. Flying fucking guys, wish Carson Geek. Yes, wish Carson Geek a happy birthday. So if you don't know who Carson Geek is, search her on Twitter or YouTube and wish her a happy birthday. It's her birthday. She's been on my channel before in a collaboration on Meltdowns. So yes. Happy birthday to Alex from Carson Geek. And it is 7 o'clock, so I should probably head out. I feel so bad because a few people like are here now. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, so it's a YouTube series. Oh, I'm just dumb, I guess. I don't know. I just saw a lot of people like who like game have that in their titles. So yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. If you're late to this, I guess you could just watch it back if you're so inclined. The first 25-ish minutes is me trying to recount the actual attempt at a theme of this. The rest is us interacting, and then me calling my grandma and my dad live to tell them stuff. So there's that. Have fun calling your dad back. Thanks for streaming. Thank you. Thanks for being here, guys. Yeah. So I guess I'll head out. Thank you guys for being here. I love you guys so much, and you guys are like the best cheerleaders ever. So there you go. You're not wearing the attire. Bye. I'm gonna try to